Ghana is one of the most attractive investment destinations in Africa. One of the most stable countries in West Africa since its transition to multi-party democracy in 1992, with strong and continuously improving institutions of good governance. Home to one of West Africa's largest ports, Tema, with the most efficient air, road, and sea connections to the sub-region, and with 540 kilometers of coastline and sunshine all year round. Ghana is ranked the best place for doing business in West Africa. It remains your gateway to accessing the ECOWAS market of over 350 million people. Ghana has 8 million hectares of arable land, supported by a wide network of water bodies across the country. Recent discoveries of oil and gas in commercial quantities, and the introduction of more sustainable sources of power like solar, wind, and thermal will significantly increase the country's energy resources, making our goal of becoming a net exporter of power and fuel by 2020 easily attainable. With a mobile penetration rate of 136% and data penetration at 70%, the highest number of fiber optic points in the West African sub-region, and a fintech industry worth over $8 billion, Ghana's ICT sector ensures the highest quality of global connectivity. Ghana's growing consumer market is providing compelling reasons for investing in the services sector. A growing middle class with increasing purchasing power is creating demand for a wider variety of sophisticated services in healthcare, finance, and education. A quality tourism destination with world-class facilities, 540 kilometers of pristine sandy beaches, and several ecotourism sites opening up across the country. Ghana's tourism sector is one of the fastest growing. Ghana has the right legal and regulatory framework for doing business in West Africa and is committed to pursuing reforms that increase foreign direct investment. The government of Ghana, through the Ghana Investment Promotion Center, is committed to driving investment environment reforms to improve the ease of doing business. The textiles and garment sector is one of the most strategic sectors in Ghana in terms of export potential and job creation. Ghana's new strategy is based on selected anchor industries that will transform the economy. The textiles and garment industry is one of them. Ghana's textiles and garments sector has seen a resurgence over the past few years. Vibrant traditional prints and hand-woven motifs are finding their way onto the international fashion stage. Successive governments have proactively facilitated expansion in the industry, with import duty exemptions for plants and machinery, and corporate tax discounts of up to 50% within economic trade zones.
The government of Ghana over the years has shown a real desire to make textiles and apparel a priority industry. I think they recognize the enormous potential for employment that exists in this industry. And there are some very good programs in place, such as the Free Zone Act, which we benefit from, in addition to just a tax holiday that we get because of that, which allows us to invest in the company in the early years. It also gives us sort of a streamlined customs process that allows us to get materials in and finished goods out in a streamlined, efficient way. The port here in Ghana is actually not nearly as congested and busy as some other ports that we've experienced in the past. So that's also a big positive about the infrastructure here.
Geographically located in the center of the world with access to the major global market centers and boasting the largest seaport in the West African sub-region, Ghana offers shorter lead times to the EU and US markets.
If you are an apparel sort of manufacturer, shipping times moving from Asia versus that moving from West Africa into the developed country markets, you can easily shave off about 10, 15, 20% of your shipping times when you ship from us.
Ghana's strategic location, being the center of the world, makes it unique as a logistics hub. And so it's also a good attraction for investors who want to look at it, to export to Latin America, to export to North America, and then to Europe.
One of the leading garment manufacturing companies in Ghana is Dignity DTRT.
Dignity DTRT is an apparel manufacturing company. We do t-shirts, polo shirts, fleece jackets. Currently, we export to the US market. We've exported over 60 million garments. We have been the largest exporters when it comes to garments in the country, even in West Africa. The workforce, we have currently 2,500 workers from the 50 that we started with.
Ghana has a large youthful population, an abundant source of labor who speak English and are easily trainable.
In other countries, they take up to 6 months to train such people. Ghana has a proven record of using 1 to 3 months to do it.
And within a month, you have specialists. Within 3 months, they picked up speed with quality.
So we've done a lot of the benchmarking, and I think in the industry there will be 2 primary cost drivers. So one will be around wage costs, and the second one will be around power costs. On the wage costs, the West Africa region and Ghana in particular is really pretty competitive.
When they come to work in these factories, they earn a little less than $100 a month, and some a little over. That's overly internationally competitive, So for the cost of labor, guaranteed, this is a place to look at.
So the fact that Ghana is English speaking is very good for us as US investors. It just makes things easier.
For 3 years, starting from 2019, the government has introduced zero-rated value-added tax on locally manufactured textiles to ease cost pressures on the industry. Ghana already enjoys tariff-free access to EU and US markets with initiatives like AGOA.
So since we started exporting to the US under AGOA in the early 2000s, we never missed shipment. And when I say we, I'm talking about Ghana. The hoodies, the jogging pants, name whatever article, we can make them here in Ghana. And the quality is so high.
Ghana's northern regions fall within the cotton growing corridor of West Africa.
The region has about 10% of the world's cotton supply. So I think, all across the Sahel, from Mali to Chad to Burkina Faso, there's just cotton available in the region.
The investor who invests in fashion is looking for market-seeking opportunities. So they see what will make us more competitive to produce here. And although Ghana doesn't have a very large cotton producing industry in agric, we are surrounded by countries that do a lot of cotton, which you can really bring in here to process and then weave into the fabrics and then do the design and printing. And the important thing is that we create an environment where we are competitive.
And with investments made during its post-independence era, Ghana boasts an existing textiles milling and spinning infrastructure in the eastern region. With new developments in rail transport and existing road network, it is possible to import cotton from Ghana's northern neighbor, move it over the Volta Basin by barge to Akosombo, where it can be processed and used. Garments can be finished into manufactured goods in the free zones industrial parks like Dawa.
We have just set up a 2,000-acre park. This is the largest industrial park in Ghana. So we are engaged with various agencies of government, including the GIPC and the Ghana Free Zones Authority, to set apart a dedicated enclave for the garments industry. And among the factors that went into locating the place was proximity to the port, proximity to the airport, very good access to electricity. In both the Tema Free Zone Enclave and at the Dawa Industrial Zone, we have invested a total of almost $100 million in private electricity distribution infrastructure. We have uptimes in excess of 99% over the last 12 months. Now, this tends to be a significant, if not the most significant factor in swaying investors as to where exactly in Ghana to locate their facilities.
Fortunately, because of Ghana's competitive cost structure, coupled with the AGOA duty-free access to the US, we can actually be very competitive here cost-wise while doing it the right way, right? While paying people a wage that is a good job, that lifts them out of poverty, right? That gives people benefits, that doesn't cut corners on sustainability and environmental aspects. And so, you know, from that standpoint, we feel Ghana has been absolutely the right choice as a location for us, and is a great location for the future. And I'm sure there will be many more companies like us in the near term, and we will grow tremendously as well.
Our vision is to make Ghana the leading manufacturing hub for garments and textiles in Africa. And our value proposition is based on a number of strategic considerations. First, we have a strong, dynamic economy that will offer attractive incentives and return on your investments. Secondly, we are politically stable and we are a thriving democracy, which is very important for investments. Thirdly, we also offer a safe and secure working environment. Yes, it's true, investors want to make money, but they want to be able to stay alive to enjoy the fruits of their labor. Fourthly, we also have a fair, equitable, and transparent judicial system, which is very important for resolving disputes that come up in business. 5, we have a well-educated and easily tradable working force, and that also is important for productivity and also for competitiveness. And last but not the least, Ghana's strategic location with the good complement of infrastructure and logistics, I believe makes Ghana the most ideal location for developing a vibrant, dynamic textile and garment industry on our continent.